Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to do lesson 1.8, which has to do with hexagon and triangle construction. We have one vocabulary word today, and that word is inscribe. And basically that word means to write or draw a figure inside another. So it's kind of like what we already did in class on the last lesson, where you put a square inside the circle that you made with your compass. So we have a couple of tasks that we're going to complete with this lesson. One is to be able to copy a line segment, and two, to construct an inscribed hexagon. Alright, so what I've done is I've written down the steps for copying a line segment. And basically, this is my line segment that we're going to copy, line segment AB. And step one, basically we're going to draw a point, and then you're going to extend that segment and make it longer than the original segment. Okay? Step two, you're going to take your compass, and you're actually going to measure the distance from that point A to point B. So you would open that compass up, and then you would place it on the line and make a mark. That's where this mark came from right here. And then you would place your dot right there to be your end point. And now this line segment CD is actually congruent to line segment AB. I copied that line segment right there. Okay? That's copying a line segment. Now what we're going to do is look at how do we make an inscribed hexagon. And so what I've done here, I have already, sorry for the shaky camera here, but I'm trying to hold it above my paper. But anyway, I went ahead and I used a compass to make my circle. And of course that was my dot from my point of the compass. And so that was my first step, circle. And then I make a dot up somewhere on my circle. So I could have made this dot anywhere, but I chose to place it there. And then what you do is you take your compass and you make sure that you have the same opening from your center point. So you're going to put your point on the center point and your pencil on the dot that you made. Okay, and make sure that you have the same opening. And then you're going to move your point to the dot that you made on the circle, and you take the compass and you move it like so on your circle, and that's where this line comes from. Okay, so you're going to make your circle, put your dot somewhere on the circle, mark it with the compass with the same opening. Okay, so that's your first step. So once you get that first mark, you're going to continue to lift up your compass and move the point to the next spot where you had the mark. You're going to make another mark, and then move your point to that intersection, make another mark, move it to that intersection, make another mark, and so on until we get all the way around where your last mark will be where you originally started with the dot that you placed on the circle. Okay? So that would be step two. After step two, you're going to take a ruler, and just like we connected with our square that we had made in class, now we've got these hash marks on the circle that allow us to take a ruler and basically connect the points. So I'm connecting this point to this point, and I drew a line with my ruler. Did the same thing here from this point to this point, drew my line, and I continued to go all the way around until I actually made a hexagon. Pretty cool, right? So, this is how you make an inscribed hexagon. And I know the name of the lesson was Inscribed Hexagon and Triangle. Could we make a triangle using this same method? I want you to think about that. So you're going to copy a line segment in class, and you're also going to practice making an inscribed hexagon. So that is what we were doing with this lesson. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, write them down on your note paper and make sure that you have your vocab word.